question number 2. Question number 2 will be directed to John Topliker, and it will be asked by Kevin Wright of the Gardner Edge.
With it being one of the largest featured developments in the county, if not the metro, how important is the Burlington Northern Santa Fe Intermodal and Logistics Park to the county's economy? And what role should the county continue to play in its development, or should it not play in its development?
That's to me.
Yes, a minute and a half.
Okay, very, very important for economic development. But let's remember this, that government is of the people and not of the government. That we shouldn't focus on government giveaways of the people's money. We shouldn't focus on corporate welfare. As everyone knows, the NSF and all the major railroads are some of the richest corporations in this country. Why do they need Johnson County government as a backstop to their spending purposes for their business? I don't think they do, and I don't support corporate welfare for them.
Ed Eilert, minute and a half.
The NSF is a very, very important potential economic engine for Johnson County. At full build-out, the numbers are somewhere in the neighborhood of 6,000 to 8,000 jobs. That's very, very significant. The county is not involved in giving tax breaks to Burlington Northern or the Allen Group. The county is involved in making public street improvements, and that will be a portion of 191st Street. KDOT has decided to put a new interchange at Homestead and I-35. Our commitment for those road improvements are maxed at $14 million. The money, the $14 million, will come from the state and federal highway dollars that the state of Kansas has. They will be advanced to the county, and those are the dollars that will be used to build 191st Street and part of Homestead.
John Segal, your answer to question 2.
Well, the development around the intermodal facility is important to the community's economic development, future, and prosperity. So I would not say that it's not important and it's not something that the county should have a role in supporting. But the fact of the matter is the county is not a city. We have 20 of those, and they do the bulk of the local street development and the local infrastructure development with some support from the county. And when I was on the commission, the project was in its infancy, and at that time it was going to be in the city of Gardner. And I thought that was the appropriate place for it. Because I do not think, having served on a city council and then on the county commission, that the county and the county commission is really in any way well equipped to oversee that type of development. The expertise for local development and of this type should be within a city of Edgerton or Gardner or both of them, but it shouldn't be in the county. And it gets to the issue of resources. The county only has so many resources, and if we're dedicating those to a project that's mainly in a city, we're favoring one city over the other, and that's not something we should be doing. And it creates hard feelings in the other communities, particularly maybe not the largest ones, maybe not Overland Park, but the Shawnees and the Lennoxes and the Leewoods that don't have the money maybe to do their local street projects because it's being used for this project.
Okay, we'll now go to the I'm sorry, Annabelle, you're up.
BNSF is a fantastic economic development for our community, and they estimate $8,000 jobs. I'm not going to reiterate, Commissioner Eilert made accurate details of $14 million. $14 million, though, is being used on infrastructure, and we're trying to coordinate infrastructure. That is what county government does. Then once we get the infrastructure, we turn it over to others to develop. So we're really playing our regular role in this effort. The other thing we're doing is we're helping them plan Edgerton's. We're using our planning services, giving them to them at a payback rate. And we're to help them with our expertise in some of the planning issues and code enforcements and things environmental that they have. Again, that's something we have done for many cities, Mission, other cities as they call them, NEAS. That's what county government is about. With the rest of my time, I would like to go back to the Charter Commission issue and remind the public that the Charter Commission will reconvene in the first quarter of next year. And all of this has come up at election time, a little premature of their meeting. And I think all the questions that are being raised at this election time that are valid should be addressed by that group, not necessarily campaign efforts.
Now we're ready for the rebuttal time. Start the rebuttal time with John Topiker.
Okay, I'll just say that when I was on the county commission, my fellow commissioners voted yes, and I voted no. As a county government, to back the expenses, to be the backstop for the expenses of the roads if something were to go wrong for the BNSF. That the county was pledging its full power to tax and spend to see that that project goes through. Now, if someone wants to go back and check the record, they can. But that vote was taken, and I voted no.
Could I wait 1 minute?
Just to clarify, this past Thursday, the commission forwarded our committee of the whole forwarded to the full commission for consideration the maximum commitment of $14 million for 191st Street and Homestead. That's the entire participation by the county. We are acting primarily as a conduit for those federal and state tax dollars to build those streets.
Councilor Gall, 1 minute.
Well, I think it is an appropriate role, and I voted for the motion that Mr. Topiker mentioned. It is an appropriate role for the county to backstop debt, but the way we had it legally structured, at that time, Gardner was actually going to be responsible for it. We were a partner. And I think that's a partnership role is appropriate, but where we are now is more than that, and I think that that is not the appropriate role for the county.
Candidate Serval, 1 minute.
Sure. We have never voted to back debt for the BNSF. The only thing we have voted upon is road money, which is $14 million as it exists today.
Okay, we go to